ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्तनारायणनामिने श्रीकृष्ण लीला कथने सुदक्षम अवधार्य माधुर्य गुणैश्युक्तं वरं वरेण्यं पुरुषं महान्तं नारायणं तं शिरसा नमामि। वंदेहम श्री गुरु श्रीकपदकमलम श्री गुरु वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपम साग्रजातम सगण रघुनाथान्वितम तम सजीवम साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सहगीता श्री विशाखान्वितांश। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। First of all, offer my millions of blessings to the feet of Asmati Guru Pad Padmanitala Prishta Jat Guru Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. And offer obeisances to lotus feet of Triandi Sannyasi Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Reddy Maharaj, my minister Santosh Aniruddas Prabhuji. All the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas are gathered here. Please accept my humble obeisances. Offer obeisances to lotus feet of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, who is a very exalted Vaishnava, whose disappearance day we are celebrating today. Srila Gurudev gave a lecture in Perth. Perth means actually the place name comes from Partha. Prutha was the name of Kunti, and Kunti's son named Partha. Prutha. So name comes Partha. Perth from Partha. Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj is telling Gurudev, all Jiva spirit souls have a special relationship with Sri Krishna. Some are related with him in the mood of friendship. Others have a relationship in the mood that Krishna is my son, and that is called parental vatsalya. Moreover, some have the mood that Krishna is my beloved. All jivas have their own original eternal relationship with Krishna. In this material world, that eternal relationship is covered. Shri Guru can see the soul's real form and nature. He knows the speciality of that person's relationship with Krishna, and he bestows this relationship, special relationship with by mantra. Did Srila Jiva Goswami do the right thing when he defeated the arguments of Sri Vallabhacharya and defeated his Gurudev? So one time Vallabhacharya, he saw some fault in the verse written by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he defeated Vallabhacharya. So the devotee is telling he was right, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. But what about his Gurudev, Rupa Goswami? Was he right or wrong? So Rupa Goswami didn't like that. He punished Jiva Goswami severely by sending him away from the ashram. And he was living on the shore of Jamuna in the caves built by crocodiles in the sand. So Gurudev is asking, Rupa Goswami was right in that. Then devotee is telling he was right. Srila Gurudev is asking, how is that? If Srila Jiva Goswami did the right thing, then Srila Rupa Goswami must be wrong. How can Srila Rupa Goswami be right? Devotee, because he is Guru, he has the qualification that he can correct. Srila Gurudev is telling, this is not a good argument. Rupa Goswami is Guru. He is Trinadapi Sunichara Tarapi Seshtana Amanna Mandana Kirtaniya Sadhari. One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Sri Rupa Goswami wants to respect everyone without desiring respect for himself, but Sri Jiva Goswami could not tolerate that his Gurudev was criticized. The Gurudev is telling, this is not the answer. This logic is not correct. Devotee, Sri Rupa Goswami sent Jiva Goswami away because he wanted to increase Jiva Goswami's love by making him feel separation. The Gurudev is telling, no. The answer is that Sri Rupa Goswami wanted to respect Sri Vallabhacharya, but his disciple Jiva Goswami disrespected him. This was wrong. So the Rupa Goswami considered Sri Vallabhacharya may think. Rupa Goswami is not openly disrespecting me, but he is disrespecting me through his disciple. Therefore, some blame might come to Rupa Goswami by punishing his disciple. Jiva Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami was giving respect to Sri Vallabhacharya. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami was right and Srila Jiva Goswami was also right. A disciple should not tolerate anything against his Gurudev. Thus, both the Guru and disciple were right. Srila Rupa Goswami wanted to respect Sri Vallabhacharya and he did. After Sri Rupa Goswami told him to leave, where did Srila Jiva Goswami go? He went to Nandaghat. Correcting a devotee who had been called on to speak in the class, Srila Jiva Goswami's designation is not that he is the son of Anupam. His designation is that he is a disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami. Don't say this. If you are explaining his life in great detail and you have a lot of time, then you can tell this. Otherwise, not. This is his glory, his glorification, nothing else. He is the disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami. If we say Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this is not Srila Prabhupada's glorification. His real glory is that he is a disciple of Srila Gaurkishore Babaji Maharaj and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Actually, he is a disciple of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but in disciplic line, we say that he is a disciple of Srila Gaurkishore Babaji Maharaj. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was his Bhagavad Parampara Guru, Shravan Guru and Bhajan Guru, and Srila Gaurkishore Babaji Maharaj was his Mantra Guru or Diksha Guru. Sometimes the Bhagavad Parampara Guru, the Bhajan Guru is superior to the Diksha Guru. If Diksha Guru is also the Bhajan Guru, then he is also exalted. Srila Jiva Goswami is a brilliant star in our discipline line. He is a brilliant and learned Acharya, the greatest scholar in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his way to Vrindavan, he met with Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatana Goswami in Ramkeli near Kanai Natshala. Srila Jiva Goswami was only a baby at that time. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami brought that baby and placed him at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, who then touched him with his lotus feet. Playing the role of an ordinary sadhaka, Srila Jiva Goswami said in Navadvip that he did not remember so vividly. He said he only had a very vague remembrance of that time when he touched the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Rupa Goswami later made arrangements for Srila Jiva Goswami's education. He gave money to Jiva Goswami's family so that they could help him with his studies. Thus, even in boyhood, Srila Jiva Goswami became a great scholar in Bengali, Sanskrit, Urdu, Arabic, and Farsi. He was an unparalleled scholar of Sanskrit, especially of Sanskrit grammar. When he was about 20 years old, Srila Jiva Goswami left his home and went to Navadvip. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already left this world. Srimati Sachimaya, Srimati Vishnu Priya, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu were present in Navadvip at that time. They were all weeping for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Srila Jiva Goswami Nityananda Prabhu put his feet on the head of Srila Jiva Goswami and inspired in his heart all tattva, knowledge and realization. Jiva then began to cry for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "Come with me, I'll take you on parikrama of the 16 crosses, 32 square miles of Sri Navadvip Mandala." He then took Jiva to the 9 islands of Navadvip, Antardip, Sivantadip, Godramdip, Madhyadip, Koradip, Rutadip, Jannadip, Modadramdip, and Rudradip. He especially showed him Sri Lokapita, the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, situated on the island called Mayapur. So the Jiva Goswami told Nityananda Prabhu, "I want to stay here at your lotus feet." But Nityananda Prabhu said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Srila Rupa Goswami, "I am giving you and your whole family to Vrindavan. So you should also go to Vrindavan to be with Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. On the way, you should stop in Varanasi and there you should study all the Vedanta Darshan, another name for Vedanta Sutra. You should learn the explanations of Sanak, Shankar, Madhva, Vishnu Swami, Nimbaditya, and Ramanujacharya, and then you should go to Vrindavan." Thus, Srila Jiva Goswami went to Kashi, Varanasi, where he met the disciple of Sri Sarvam Bhattacharya named Madhusudan Vidyavachaspati. His disciple had studied Vedanta under the guidance of Sarvam Bhattacharya. He had learned everything that Sarvam Bhattacharya had received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he now taught that to Srila Jiva Goswami. After Srila Jiva Goswami became expert in all these topics, he went to Vrindavan and to shelter Srila Sanatana Goswami. Srila Sanatana Goswami told Srila Rupa Goswami we should initiate him. So Srila Rupa Goswami initiated that boy. Srila Rupa Goswami then taught Srila Jiva Goswami about everything he himself had written. Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Shri Ujjwal Leela Mani, Shri Vidakta Madhav, Shri Lalit Madhav, and so on. Sri Rupa Goswami's books are Rasa Shastra, scriptures delineating topics regarding Shri Krishna and his beloved associates. And thus Srila Jiva Goswami became a learned scholar in that as well. When Jiva Goswami fully mastered all topics taught to him by his guru, Srila Rupa Goswami engaged him in proofreading his books and checking his writings for grammatical mistakes. One day, Sri Vallabhacharya came to see Rupa Goswami. They were well acquainted because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had met Rupa and Anupam in Adail Gram, their native place near Prayag. Vallabhacharya was present. Very good discourse took place at that time. Sri Vallabhacharya now inquired, "Are you writing any book?" Sri Rupa Goswami answered, "Oh yes, I am writing." Sri Vallabhacharya then asked, "Which book you are writing?" Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Sri Rupa Goswami replied, "Oh, that is a very good book. May I see it?" Sri Vallabhacharya requested. Sri Rupa Goswami agreed and Sri Vallabhacharya took the book. Reading it, he saw this verse, Bhukti Mukti Sprahayavat Pishachir Vivartate Tavat Bhakti Sukhasyatra Katham Abhyudayo Bhavet. As long as the witches of Bhukti and Mukti linger in the heart, how can pure bhakti arise? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Purva Vibhag 2.16. Vallabhacharya read Rupa Goswami's explanation that mukti, liberation, is not like a witch. It is a desire to achieve mukti that is like a witch. Vallabhacharya did not understand this fact. So Jiva, although a youth of only 16 years, explained it to him. Vallabhacharya was impressed. He went back to Sri Rupa Goswami and said, "Oh, your disciple is such a learned boy." Sri Rupa Goswami could understand Jiva had defeated him and he told him, "You should have been tolerant. Sri Vallabhacharya is a Brahmana. He is learned and he is also a Vaishnava. He is visiting me. He is my guest. You cannot tolerate that he suggests some corrections." In this way, the behavior of Srila Rupa Goswami is correct. On the other hand, it would have not been right for Srila Jiva Goswami to tolerate the fact that Sri Vallabhacharya was attempting to correct his Gurudev. He was right to defend his Gurudev. Sri Rupa Goswami is not an ordinary Vaishnava. He is the associate of Shri Radha and Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. He cannot make any mistake. Sri Jiva Goswami argued some points and defeated Sri Vallabhacharya. This was the right thing to do. If anyone thinks that he can correct the writing or teaching of our Gurudev, we must also act like this. But when we are in the position of Srila Rupa Goswami, we should honor the other person and say, "You can correct me, no harm." This is the behavior of a Vaishnava. Rupa Goswami was not angry at Jiva Goswami from his heart. He only showed some anger externally and thus told him to leave. So this is actually very wonderful pastimes. A lot of teachings are there. It is appropriate that we offer tribute to him today. So I read some glories of Srila Jiva Goswami as told by Srila Gurudev, because we cannot transgress the disappearance day of Srila Jiva Goswami path, such an exalted Acharya. In Vrindavan, there is a special program today in Radha Damodar temple. I remember once in the winter season I was in Vrindavan. All the Vaishnavas dressed in so many scarves and also woolen scarves and sweaters, jackets, and they gather there in the courtyard. Very cold out there, but it's okay. And we discuss Harikatha. So now we are coming back to our main topic. Sometimes a living entity invested with the potency of Bhagwan becomes Shiva. Vishnu Brahmadeyastu Bheda Eva Chaitanya Parthakyad Eva Kochittu Suryasya Tat Avishta Surya Kanta Maned Aveda Eva Vishnu Brahmano Avedasya Purana Vachaneshu Drishta. So here it is told that difference between Shri Vishnu and Brahma lies in their distinct type of sentience. The sentience of an independent controller, Ishvara Chaitanya, and the sentience of a dependent living entity, Jiva Chaitanya. In some places, Puranic statements highlighted non-difference between Shri Vishnu and Brahma. But it is to be understood that this is like the non-difference between the sun and the Suryakanta Mani, a gemstone imbued with the potency of the sun. In certain lifetimes of Brahma, Mani Mahakalpas, a living entity invested with the potency of the Lord, Shaktavesh, attains the attributes of Shiva. That is, just as Lord Brahma is classed as a Jiva, minute spirit soul, Lord Shiva is sometimes classed as a Jiva also. It has been said in Hari Bhakti Vilas 1.73. Anyone who sees the best of the divine beings, Sri Narayan to be the same as Rudra or Brahma, is certainly an atheist. This statement can be reconciled by considering Rudra to have the same characteristic as Brahma. So we should understand that Shri Vishnu and Brahma are distinguished by their sentience. In other words, Shri Vishnu is an independent sentient being, while Lord Brahma, being Jiva Tattva, is a dependent sentient being. Some Puranas highlight the non-difference between Shri Vishnu and Brahma, but it should be understood that this non-difference is like that between the sun and the Suryakanta jewel, which is invested with the potency of the sun. The jewel and the sun are separate objects. Therefore, there is a permanent difference between them. But when the power of the sun is reflected in the Suryakanta gemstone, then the gemstone is able to burn objects such as cloth. Because the Suryakanta gemstone is invested with the burning quality of the sun, it is considered to be non-different from the sun. Similarly, because Lord Vishnu has partially invested Brahma with the material potency to create, some Puranas describe Shri Vishnu and Brahma to be non-different from each other. In truth, however, they are not identical, as Brahma is a dependent sentient being. Moreover, although Shri Vishnu and Lord Shiva are described as non-different and independent sentient beings, during the during some lifetimes of Brahma, a jiva who is invested with the special potency of the Lord performs the activities of Shiva. Therefore, Sri Lagu Bhagavatamrut states, Kachit jiva visheshatvam harasyoktam vidheriva. Just like Brahma, Shiva is also sometimes a jiva tattva, a jiva. The second Namaprad enjoins that those who see a difference between the names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu and those of Lord Shiva are offenders to the holy name. Nonetheless, it has been written elsewhere. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devatai Samatvenaiva Vedneta Sapashandi Bhavet Dhruvam. One who considers Brahma and Rudra to be on an equal level with Lord Narayan is certainly an atheist. Regarding Shri Vishnu and Shri Shiva as different from each other, constitutes an offense to the holy name. But one who regards them as identical becomes an atheist. These scriptural statements appear contradictory. One may reconcile them, however, by understanding that these statements refer to the fault of regarding that form of Shiva who is in category of Ishvara as different from Shri Vishnu, or the fault of regarding that form of Shiva who is in the category of a Jiva as not different from Shri Vishnu. So here it is very clearly told that sometimes the Jiva uh, who is very qualified can occupy the position of Lord Shiva. If the Jiva is occupying the position of Lord Shiva, then he is actually certainly different from Vishnu. But sometimes no qualified living entity is found. Lord Vishnu himself will occupy that position as Shiva. Then he is not different. In the same way, although Brahma generally belongs to the category of the Jiva, scripture mentions that sometimes an expansion of Sri Hari may also assume the post of Brahma. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.29 states, Swadharmanishta Shatadharma Virpuman Virinchitam Eti Tata Param Imam. A jiva who properly executes his occupational duty within um, the Varnashram Dharma system for 100 births without fruitive desire becomes qualified to occupy the position of Brahma. At the beginning of a creation, a qualified jiva manifests from the lotus navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu and occupies the post of Brahma. Bhagavan invests him with the potency of creation. In that age, Kalpa, in which there is no such qualified jiva, Sri Hari personally takes the post of Aguna Avatar, becoming Brahma and performing the work of creation. He is then called Hiranyagarbha Brahma, or that Brahma who is in the category of Ishvara. So actually, this is very, very interesting topic. because many times we get confused that you cannot see the difference between them, and you can see the difference between them. What is the point actually? So here it is actually told that some tattva about Brahma should be explained. So here we'll see that Lord Brahma is actually a living entity who is. We have to follow Varnashram Dharma properly. So Varnashram Dharma is actually division of society, um, division of society based on occupation, uh, occupation and spiritual, and spiritual inclination. This is called Varnashram Dharma. If you execute this Varnashram Dharma properly for 100 lifetimes, Varna Ashram Dharma, and if you then you will become Lord Brahma, and you will take birth from the navel of Lord Vishnu. You will take birth from the navel of Lord Vishnu, but you are still in the Jiva category. That Brahma is still in the Jiva category. He is not in Vishnu category. So this Brahma is not equal to Vishnu because he is very qualified living entity who has executed Varnashram Dharma for 100 lifetimes, and that's why he is qualified to become Brahma, but he is not equal to Vishnu. However, sometimes Vishnu takes Guna avatar and occupies Brahma's position. So when he has occupied Brahma's position like this, then we can say that Brahma and Vishnu are on the same level. Brahma is same as Vishnu because Vishnu himself has become Brahma. So then you cannot see difference. But if a Jiva Brahma, a Brahma in Jiva category has occupied the position of Brahma, some powerful Jiva has occupied, then he must be different from Vishnu. Understand? So they're talking about Surya Kanta Mani. So there are two types of Mani, Surya Kanta and Chandra Kanta. And this Chandrakanta Mani melts in this carries the heat like sun. Not as much as sun, but some portion of the heat of the sun. So it will burn the cloth. If you put in the cloth, it will burn the cloth. And Chandrakanta Mani, this will melt in the in the rays of the moon. In the moon rays, this will melt. So you'll see that this is the quality of the Chandrakanta jewel. So Suryakanta jewel is invested with some potency of the sunlight, but it is not equal to the sun. The jewel not equal to the sun. Understand? So here jewel is comparable to Lord Brahma. You can say that jewel is Lord Brahma and not equal to sun, who is Krishna. Understand? Or Vishnu. Krishna or Vishnu, same thing. So jewel is not equal to the sun, so Brahma is not equal to Vishnu. Yastvendra Gopam Atavendra Mahoswakaram. Bandham Rupa. So actually Brahma Samhita explains this, that Brahma has the invested power of Lord Krishna. So first, one of the offenses against the holy name is that one should not think that the name of Krishna is equal to the name of Brahma or Shiva. And that is right. The highest name is the name of Krishna. But some deeper explanation is given here. So now is making a point about Lord Shiva, confusing the position of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, the second offense to holy name. Evam aparyalochatam Vishnur eveshwaro na Shiva, Shiva eveshwaro na Vishnur vayam अनया नैव पश्यामः शिवं वयं न च विष्णुम् इति आदि विवादग्रस्त मतीनाम् अपराधे जाते कालेन कदाचित् तत्तात्पर्यलोचन विज्ञ साधु जन प्रबोधितत्वे तेषाम् एव शिवस्य भगवत् स्वरूपात् अभिन्नत्वेन लब्ध प्रतीतिनां नाम कीर्तनेनैवोपराधः क्षयः. Without thoroughly reflecting on the scriptural truths, that have been described thus far, some persons could wrangle as follows. Shri Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, not Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the Supreme Lord, not Shri Vishnu. We are one-pointed worshippers of Shri Vishnu. Will not even glance at Lord Shiva. We are one-pointed worshippers of Lord Shiva and will not even look towards Shri Vishnu. One whose intelligence is engrossed in debate in this way only makes offenses to the holy name by the ordinance of Bhagavan. Such an offender may obtain the association of an exalted saintly personality who is conversant with all spiritual truths. He then becomes enlightened on this topic and develops faith that the Sarup of Lord Shiva is not different from that of Lord Vishnu. Following this exclusively through Nama Sankirtan, he becomes free from the above mentioned offense to the holy name. Well, raising the topic that Lord Shiva's name, form, etc. are independent of or different from those of Sri Vishnu, Srila Vishwanath Thakur clearly describes the cause and the method by which one can become free from this aparad. The root cause of offense to Bhagavad Tattva is the lack of understanding Bhagwan's intrinsic form and nature, Swarupa. In regard to Tattva Vastu, transcendental truth, the teaching is that one certainly commits an aparad when one misunderstands the nature of Tattva Vastu, taking it to be something else. Generally, those who do not thoroughly reflect on Vishnu Tattva and Shiva Tattva and the correlation between them, in other words, those who do not have the good fortune of associating with saints, conversant with such transcendental truth, and hearing from them about it, will commit this second aparad. Those who worship Vishnu think Shri Vishnu is the one supreme controller, Ishvara. Shiva is not. We are his exclusive devotees and will not take darshan of Lord Shiva. On the other hand, those who worship Shiva think Shiva is the one supreme controller, Vishnu is not. We are the exclusive devotees of Lord Shiva and will not take darshan of Lord Vishnu. Those with such a belligerent attitude commit aparad. It was previously mentioned that aparad is an act that displeases one's worshipful deity. When the worshippers of Sri Vishnu and those of Lord Shiva speculate about the difference between their worshipful lords, those lords become displeased. Will a person be pleased by a servant who attends to one limb while piercing or giving pain to another? Shivan Mahadev is indeed a part of Sri Vishnu. To consider him different from Lord Vishnu will invariably lead to aparad. Now, Srila Vishwanath Thakur explains the method to mitigate this offense. So actually, you see that here, this is India. Typically, two divisions are there. There are Shaiva and there is Vaishnava. So Vaishnavas are devotees of Vishnu. They are called Vaishnava. And those who are worshippers of Lord Shiva, they are called Shaiva. So Shiva. They worship Lord Shiva. There are other categories also. There are Shakta. The Shaktas are worship Shakti or Durga. Understand? Then there are Ganapatya. Ganapatya means they are actually worshipping Ganapati, Ganesha, the son of Lord Shiva and Parvati. There are Saraswata. They worship Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Understand? So India was divided into these categories. Some are called Saura. So Sauras are worshipping the sun god. They are devotees like that. Adi Shankaracharya came and he told that Adi Shankaracharya uh, uh, and he told that whatever you are worshipping, everything is Brahman. So don't fight. Everything is Brahman. Everything is the bright light. He told like this and caused unity. Because of Adi Shankaracharya, there was unity in India. So he brought everyone on the same page. Okay, you are worshipping Shiva. Shiva is Brahma. Vishnu is also Brahma. Saraswati is also Brahma. Ganapati is also Brahma. Everything is Brahma. But then they asked, what is your Brahma? Then he said, our Brahma is zero. Our Brahma is Shunya. Shunya means zero. Uh, so, so he was actually Shunyavadi, like Buddha. So, so that's why Shankaracharya, you'll see that is equal to Buddha. Shankaracharya is actually same as Shakya Simha Buddha. Shakya Simha Buddha. Because both taught the same thing. Shankaracharya was telling everything is Brahma, and he was telling everything is zero. But Shankaracharya was telling Brahma is also zero. So basically, both are the same thing. So Buddha also two types. There is one is Vishnu Buddha, and the second one is this Shakya Simha Buddha. Understand? So, the Shakya Simha Buddha is not Vishnu avatar. Vishnu Buddha appeared about 3,500 years ago in India. So 3,500 years ago in India, he appeared. And he was actually teaching the sub-religious principle. But Shakyasima Buddha appeared in Nepal and he appeared 2,500 years ago. All right. So now these Shaivas, they say that Shiva is supreme. Uh, Shiva is supreme. This is the version of the Shaivas. And then the Vishnu is supreme. There is no one superior. This is the Vaishnava version. Understand? And then there is lot of quarrel and bitterness. That what this Ramana Sampradaya persons are telling that a tiger is chasing you, and what will you do? Will you enter into Shiva temple to take shelter? They say no. We will not enter into Shiva temple. We will be rather be devoured by tiger, but will not enter into Shiva temple. Means they are so fanatic. But Vaishnavas, so for example, somebody is massaging my feet and hitting my hands. Understand? Or slashing my hands. Is that called service? Oh, no. This is not service. So giving pleasure to feet, but hitting the hands and slashing my hands is not the seva. You must respect feet and hands, both, because they are the limbs. They are the limbs of me. Understand? So like that, the Supreme Lord Shiva is his limb. Understand? So Lord Shiva is the limb of Vishnu. You cannot hate him, you cannot despise him, and you cannot reject him. But you have to have the proper understanding, which we'll now discuss. What understanding you must have when you are worshipping Lord Shiva. Now, Srila Vishwanath Thakur Pad is mercifully clarifying this point. Srila Vishwanath Thakur explains the method to mitigate the offense. Lack of knowledge of Vishnu Tattva and Shiva Tattva is the root cause of this aparadha. As long as one is devoid of proper knowledge, it cannot be nullified. If a person committing this offense is fortunate to receive the and association of and to hear from a realized saint who is well versed in the actual truth regarding Vishnu Tattva and Shiva Tattva, he will have true realization of spiritual reality. He will then understand that Vishnu Tattva and Shiva Tattva are non-different. This is because true knowledge of the nature of Bhagavan is possible only through the association and mercy of sadhus. The Upanishads also initiate this conclusion of Katha Upanishad, concludes with a description of the incomprehensibility of Brahma. In other words, it shows how Brahma is beyond the reach of mind and speech. How then can Brahma possibly understood? In answer to this question, it explains, Naiva vacha na manasa praptum shakyo na chakshusha astiti bruhato anyatra katham tad upalabhyate. Kathopanishad. Indeed, Brahma can never be attained by the mind, words, eyes, and sense organs. So, how can Brahma be understood? In answer, it is said Brahma can be understood by keeping close association of saints who are faithful. So, actually, this is the Kathopanishad, is quite right, because you'll see that Lord Krishna, he killed one demon by the name Shakatasur. Now, this particular demon apparently came in the shape of a cart, ox cart. He entered into the ox cart. Krishna was sleeping underneath this cart. So, Lord Krishna apparently was attacked by this demon. They were celebrating some festival. Maybe it was the festival of Krishna turning the sides. Krishna is able to change the sides. That's the thing. That's the festival. So Mother Yashoda had put him underneath the ox cart. Ox cart is actually in Sanskrit. Uh, Ox cart actually runs on wheels. There are wheels. These wheels in Sanskrit is called aksha. 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 And ja means to go. So that goes with the help of wheels is called akshaja. 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 So akshaja means bullock cart. Bullock cart or ox cart. Akshaja. Uh, so Krishna is adhokshaja. Krishna is called adhokshaja tattva. Adhokshaja means Krishna is above sense perception. What are the sense perceptions? The aksha. Aksha also means eyes. Aksha also means uh, and other senses like nose, there is tongue, all these senses, skin, uh, and ears, sound. Krishna is above them. So Krishna is called Adhokshaja. So Krishna is Adhokshaja Tattva. You cannot understand Krishna by your sense organs. Another meaning is that Krishna is lying underneath the Adhokshaja means lying underneath the bullock cart. Aksha means also wheels. So two meanings. Adhokshaja means one is beyond the sense perception and one was lying underneath the ox cart and demon entered into it and Krishna kicked that bullock cart and that bullock cart was broken, smashed to pieces. It took many wrestlers to again connect. So Krishna is Adhokshaja Tattva. You cannot understand Krishna by your mundane senses. That's what's called Adhokshaja. So Adhokshaja is a type of knowledge. So this is in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna said to Arjuna, Upadekshanti te jnanam jnana sattvadarshina. Arjuna, persons who are conversant with spiritual reality will enlighten you with knowledge of Brahma. By this, it is understood that no matter how expert one becomes in studying and understanding the revealed scriptures, there is no possibility of gaining true knowledge about the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one receives the association and mercy of great personalities who are endowed with direct realization of vision of the absolute truth. But it is also not guaranteed that this aparad will be destroyed upon receiving true knowledge of Vishnu Tattva and Shiva Tattva from such personalities. The real atonement for this aparad is remorse. If one performs Nama Sankirtan with repentance, taking shelter exclusively of Nama Prabhu, this offense may be eradicated. So basically, some points, important points are made in this paragraph that You should not commit offense at the lotus feet of Vishnu and Shiva. Huh? Uh, so first try to understand Tattva. So understand the truth behind them. Second thing, it is told that you approach a realized soul. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantitya jnanam jnana sattvadarshina. You can approach the Gurudev or Sripadanti Maharaj, General Prabhuji, high class Vaishnava, and approach a realized soul and learn from him this tattva. Then, after you know the tattva, still the offense may not go away. Then you should do an Ekadashi called Pashankusha Ekadashi. Alright. Pashankusha or Papankusha. So this particular Ekadashi will mitigate offense you have committed at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and Vishnu by either criticizing either one of them or both of them. So sometimes we criticize Lord Shiva because if we are devotee of Vishnu, we tend to criticize Lord Shiva. And if we are devotee of Shiva, we tend to criticize Lord Vishnu. But performing this Ekadashi fast will remove that offense at the lotus feet of Shiva or Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, we are destined to hell. We are destined to hell if we criticize either Shiva or Lord Vishnu. Then another thing is Nama Sankirtana. He is recommending to us loud kirtan of the holy name. So Nama Sankirtan is because Nama Paradayuktanam Namane Varantagam. Tato Vishranta Prayuktani Tanya Varthakarani. What is criticizing Lord Shiva is a Nama Parad. Criticizing Lord Vishnu is also Nama Parad. So what to do? If you have committed Nama Parad, then take shelter of the holy name and with repentance. And you'll see that a person who is sleeping on the ground, like this person has fallen down. Actually, he is many times you see that you just fall. Many times I have that experience that you are simply just fall because if the surface is wet. This happened to me. Sometimes on staircase I fell down because the staircase was very, very wet. And a person simply falls down. Understand? He simply falls down because it is wet surface, slippery, or banana peel, and some person may fall like this. So what to do in that case when you fall down like this? Then you take the shelter of the same ground which you have fallen upon and you get up. So you have to get up like that. So suppose you offended the holy name, then what you have to do? You have offended the holy name. Holy name. Then what you do? Take shelter of the holy name. You have offended a Vaishnava. You offended a Vaishnava, what to do? Take shelter of the Vaishnava. Understand? That will mitigate the offense. So suppose you offended Lord Shiva, then what you do? You chant the holy names of Krishna and also worship Gopishwar Mahadev. If you worship Gopishwar Mahadev or Bankhandi Mahadev, you take shelter of these two Mahadevs. Then this offense will be eradicated. So we should know that without the mercy of Lord Shiva, it is impossible to get Krishna Bhakti. Impossible to get Krishna Bhakti without mercy of Lord Shiva. No, for sure. We must take shelter of Gopishwar Mahadev, Pankandi Mahadev. We have seen in Gurudev's life also, always glorifying Gopishwar Mahadev, fasting on Mahashivratri night. The Gurudev used to always fast on Mahashivratri night. And also used to go to the darshan of the temple of Lord Shiva, wherever he is there. Especially at Loknath Mahadev like this. So some persons blaspheme the Shrutis that recommend the path of fruitive action, karma, and monistic knowledge, jnana, saying these Shrutis do not even touch devotional service to Bhagavan. They are superficial and thus abhorrent. If rather than using their speech in this way to blaspheme the Shrutis, they use it repeatedly, extol those same Shrutis and their adherents, all the while remaining immersed in voluble Nama Sankirtan, they can be observed of the fourth offense to the holy name to blaspheme Vedic literature. Understand? Some people blaspheme the Shrutis that recommend the path of Jnana, saying these Shrutis do not even touch devotional service to Bhagavan. They are superficial and thus abhorrent. If rather than using their speech in this way to blaspheme the Shrutis, they use it to repeatedly extol the same Shrutis and their adherents. All the while remaining absorbed, immersed in voluble Nama Sankirtan, they can be absorbed of the fourth offense to the holy name, to blaspheme the Vedic literatures. If by immense good fortune such offenders to the Vedic literatures obtain the association of exalted saintly personalities who are conversant with the full import of the Shrutis and hear from them, the offenders can understand that these supremely compassionate Shrutis are meant for wayward people who are strongly attached to such gratification and unqualified for the path of bhakti. Shrutis endeavor to bring such people to the path sanctioned by scriptures. With this understanding, the aparad arising from such blasphemy is eradicated by appropriate efforts. The causes and destructions of the other six aparads can also be understood in accordance with the elucidations of the first four offenses. Now, this is actually a very good point here because many times people criticize Quran, the Holy Quran, and then they say that Quran is sometimes they spell it Quran like this, and then some people criticize Bible also, Holy Bible or Torah. They criticize this. Then what is there in Quran? What is there in Bible? What is there in Torah? Or what is there in the Karma Kanda section? Karma Kanda section. What is there? Or what is in Jnana Kanda section? No, actually, there is staircase. Like for example, you are climbing up the stairs. So the staircase, you'll see that there are many steps out there. You want to climb to the first floor. What you have to do? First step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth steps, like this. So someone may be on the basic step. Someone may be studying Quran or the Holy Bible or Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. Let him study that. Let him understand. Uh, Let him understand 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Hmm. At least this commandment let him follow. This is okay. Let him at least have that. This is very good. You should not steal. Stealing, and basic things are explained in the scriptures like the Quran, the Holy Bible, Torah, Karma Kanda section, Jnana Kanda section. Not everyone is on qualified PhD level. You understand? Like you see a small child in KG. He's studying in upper KG, lower KG, like this. And there's a small child out there. This child is there. And you teach him the quantum mechanics. Understand? And you tell him, this is E is equal to mc squared. You tell them this, the energy equation. The m is the mass, c is the speed of light, and E is the energy generated by this. And you teach this quantum mechanics equation, E is equal to mc squared, Einstein's equation. They'll flip out, you understand? You'll just go mad. So not everyone is on the level of understanding. So he should be taught some nursery rhymes, A for apple, B for box, F for fox, and then So like this, this is quite appropriate for him. So karma kanda means fruitive activities. Let him engage in fruitive activities. Let him offer vote to Durga on new moon night. All right, once in new moon night come in every 15 days. One new moon night will come. So he's eating one goat in once in 15 days. Previously, before following Karma Kanda, he was eating goat every day. Understand? It's an improvement. So, suppose there is a person, there is a child, school student. He smokes every day. Understand? He's smoking every day. And teacher tells him once a week, uh, once a week you smoke. Then that is an improvement. On Sunday you smoke like this. That's all. You are allowed to smoke on Sunday. When there is a holiday, you can smoke. At least his frequency is reducing. This is karma kanda. Slowly, slowly, he will come down. Understand? So Shrutis are like that. Slowly, slowly, they are bringing detachment and bhakti. Bhakti is very exalted. Not everyone can be on the PhD level. There is class 1, class 2, up to class 10. Then there is actually intermediate school, college. And then after doing inter, there is graduate school. Then there is postgraduate school. And then there is actually doctoral research. And then there is actually postdoctoral research, like Shripad Dandi Maharaj did, Doctor of Science degree. Understand? But you tell a class 1 KG or upper KG children, you tell him the DSC knowledge, he will go mad. Understand? So that's why we always respect all the scriptures, the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible, Torah, and glorify it. Say yes, these scriptures are helping many people in the world. They are not the ultimate, but they are something. They are important for that level of people. Understand? So now, like we see Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj or our Gurudev never criticized Quran or Bible. They never. They always glorified Lord Jesus, Muhammad. But they said, yes, they gave some knowledge to the basic knowledge to the people who didn't have any knowledge. But they can certainly make advancement. And they say that we are real Christians, we are real Muslims, because we are the following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are the real ones, because we are following everything as Jesus wanted. So Piyush Varshini Vritti. Now Srila Vishwanath Thakur presents the fourth offense to the holy name, Shruti Shastra Ninda, blasphemy of the Vedic literatures. He discusses its cause and the means by which it can be eradicated. There are many varieties of Shrutis. Some establish the path of devotion to Bhagavan, while others establish the path of jnana and karma. In this way, by describing the activities of yajna and so forth, they sanction the many varieties of material enjoyment available in the heavenly planets. So you'll see that basically you have taken poison. This book is actually about antidotes. There is something called antidote. Antidote is counteracts poison. Counteracts poison. Suppose someone has taken poison, what do you do? Generally speaking, in Vedic culture, someone has been poisoned. Then there is one tree called Ashwatha tree. This Ashwatha tree, called people tree also. People tree. You take the the juice of this particular tree. So you'll see that this is a very powerful tree, and this is Lord Vishnu's tree actually. So I don't know whether it's available in Africa, South Africa, other places. It has the heart-shaped leaves. These are very unique shape of the leaves, and you take the decoction or juice of this particular leaves, and it is an antidote. So someone has knowingly taken the poison. Vaishnav Aparad, Nam Aparad, Seva Aparad, Dham Aparad is like poison. So to remove this Aparad, the antidote is told. What to do if you have committed Aparad? Because we tend to commit Aparad. So here it is told that in this way, by describing the activities of yajna and so forth, they sanction the many varieties of material enjoyment available in the heavenly planets. It is completely impossible for those who have taken to the path of bhajan or Bhagavad Bhakti to blaspheme those Shrutis that promote the path of bhakti. This because faith, Shraddha, means having unflinching conviction in the words of the scriptures. Such faith is the very first step on the path of bhakti. It is therefore impossible for devotees who have taken shelter of the path of bhakti and who have faith in Shastra to blaspheme Shastras about the path of bhakti. Nonetheless, there is a chance that they may blaspheme those Shrutis that promote the path of karma and jnana. Having understood that worldly and heavenly objectives and even liberation are insignificant. Some who are taken to the path of bhakti become angry when they see that certain shrutis, such as scriptures, that follow the shrutis, propound karma and jnana without describing or praising the practices of bhakti, such as Shravan and Kirtan. Since these shrutis do not touch on bhakti, these devotees consider them to be averse to bhakti, Vairmukha and reprehensible. Those who think like this commit the fourth offense to the holy name. The Shrutis that propound karma and jnana actually make a specific endeavor to bring those qualified to karma and jnana to the entrance of the temple of bhakti. Those who have attained transcendental faith as a result of receiving the association and mercy of the Lord's devotee are eligible for bhakti. Shraddhavana Jana Haya Bhakti Adhikari. Sri Chaitanya Chandra Charita Madhya Lila 22.64. Persons deprived of such fortune desire the happiness of Brahma Sayujya, liberation by merging into the effulgence of Brahma. Understand? Scriptures dealing with the path of Jnana engage them in the practice of Jnana and thus guide them on the path leading to the bliss of impersonal Brahma, which is devoid of variety. And those pursuing the path of Jnana attain the association of pure devotees. They become enchanted by the unlimited, variegated rapture of Bhagavad Rasa. Since the happiness of Jnana or impersonal liberation is devoid of variety, they therefore deem Jnana insignificant. Forsaking that path, they take shelter of the path of Bhakti and thus become blessed. This is the actual intention of Jnana division of the Shrutis. So now this is actually a very wonderful point Srila Jiva Goswami Pad is, Srila Vishwanath Thakur Pad is making, that fruitive activities. Fruitive activities means like a lot of people, they come to temple, they have lost the job. And also some people have problem in love life. Girlfriend or boyfriend is gone. Understand? And some people have family problems. Um, some people have problems in finding accommodation. They want a new house. All right, the scriptures tell them that you worship Durga, you will get a good wife. All right, that is fine. Then you worship Kubera, the Kubera, and then you'll get a lot of wealth. He is the treasurer of demigods. Understand? You worship, you know, and you worship Indra, then you can get a kingdom or a big house or kingdom like this. So all these things, this is called karma kanda. You perform this particular, but what happens? Uh, slowly, when they receive the association of sadhus, then they realize that this is temporary. This good wife one day will become old wife, and also one day will be dead. Wealth may be stolen, or it may be plundered, uh, and it may be taxed. So like this, it may be gone. Then the kingdom also may be gone. Somehow the other government may acquire it, or some other king may attack you. So slowly, those who are adhering to karma kanda realize that whatever achievements they are having through karma kanda, that is temporary. That is actually called yo-yo. So those who are see yo-yo, it goes up and then it comes down. त्रैविद्यामां सोमपापूतपापा यज्ञे वरिष्ठा स्वर्गन्ति प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकाश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिव्य भोगान्. Like in America, this was very powerful actually. There is a string and then they throw it down and then it just comes back to them. It's called yo-yo. It's a toy for children. So like this yo-yo, it actually goes up and it comes down. So you follow some karma kanda section and you go to heaven, and then from heaven again you come to earth. Again you follow some practice. Again you go to heaven. Then again you follow practice. You again come back to earth. This will keep on going on. This is karma kanda. So slowly by sadhu sangha they realize that there is a permanent place called Vaikuntha. And it defies all the laws of gravity. Once you go up there, oh, you never have to come down. Never have point of no return. Understand? So they become devotees. Then also Jnana Kanda. Like when I was in Russia, I saw that Russian people, they are very much like they eat everyday potatoes. Because it is a storable, something that can be storable. Because the weather is very horrible there, it's so cold out there, Siberian part. So they can store some potatoes and other vegetables. Especially they store these goods, maybe bitter gourd or whatever it is. Pumpkins, that is called pumpkins. These are actually they are they are storing goods and pumpkins they store, and they have to eat every day. So after this winter, about to end, they become so fed up. When the spring comes, they get tomatoes and other greens, but that is very rare. So in Jnana, basically, the Brahma has no variety. Mm. So Brahma is no variety at all. So even Shukdev Goswami, mm, Shukdev Goswami, four Kumaras, they were very much attached to this Brahma conception. But when they smelt, Shukdev Goswami received association of Vyasadeva, and he heard this Barha Pidam Natabarabapu, and also the verse actually Aho Bakiyam Sana Kalakutam. Then he came to know that Brahma is very merciful, very attractive, and it is full of variety. So he became from Brahmavadi to Bhakta. Four Kumaras smelt Tulsi, smelt Tulasi offered to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So they approached Lord Vishnu. So four Kumaras, they went to Vaikuntha, and then they were stopped on the way. That's a big story. That how they were stopped on the way to go to Vaikuntha by two Jay, which is two doorkeepers. But these four Kumaras apparently they smelled the fragrance on the feet of Tulsi from the lotus feet of. So they were also Brahmavadis. Understand? But they were not Advaitavadis, but they were Brahmavadis. Means they were only attached to the impersonal aspect of Godhead. But when they smelled this Tulsi, see they're smelling with Tulsi. So they have come quite naked boys actually, a 5-year-old. Um, uh, so these boys, sons of Brahma, winter born sons of Brahma, they became quite attracted to Lord Vishnu. And then they become a devotees. Then they were no more Gyanis. They were not attached to the impersonal Brahma. Because in Bhagavad Gita, it is very clearly told, Klesho adhikatara stesham abhyakta sakta chetasam. Abhyakta hi gatir dukkam deha vadvir avapyate. So there is a great klesha, it meditating on uh, Klesho adhikatara stesham abhyakta sakta chetasam. Abhyakta hi gatir dukkam deha vadvir avapyate. Very difficult to meditate on the impersonal aspect of Godhead. So now, so persons deprived of such fortune desire the happiness of Brahma Savitya, liberation by merging into the influence of Brahma. Scripture dealing with the path of Jnana engage them in the practice of Jnana and thus guide them on the path leading to the bliss of the personal Brahma, which is devoid of variety. When those pursuing the path of Jnana attain the association of pure devotees, they become enchanted by the unlimitedly variegated rapture of Bhagavad Rasa. Since the happiness of Jnana or impersonal liberation is devoid of variety, they therefore deem Jnana insignificant. Forsaking that path, they take shelter of the path of Bhakti and thus become blessed. This is the actual intention of the Jnana division of the Shrutis. In the same way, that section of the Shrutis dealing with karma allures wanton, intoxicated sense enjoyers who are not qualified by bhakti towards the immediate sweet pleasure of the heavenly planets and engage them in the path of materially motivated pious actions, sakam karma, in which they perform acts such as making offerings, yaga, and oblations, yajna, into a sacred fire. In this way, the Shrutis try to bring such people to the path of bhakti. Uh, The implication is that if wayward persons engrossed in sense pleasure are not encouraged to attain heavenly enjoyment and the like, they will become opposed to religiosity dharma prescribed duty, karma, and so on, and thus become even more undisciplined. Mercifully, the section of the Shrutis dealing with pious action, karma kanda, gives instructions to such persons to bring them to the path of karma. In the course of performing the pious acts prescribed in the scriptures, such as making offerings and offering oblations in the sacred fire, these people will certainly receive the association of an exalted devotee. As a result, they understand that the results of karma are actually a source of misery. Eventually, by the mercy of a sadhu, they will become blessed and take shelter of the path of bhakti. For this reason, blasphemy of these most merciful Shrutis constitutes an aparadha. Now, let's see the position of Indra. Now, who becomes an Indra? Actually, you have to perform 100 horse sacrifices. Huh? Then you become Indra. Understand? So, Indra will not let you generally, the incumbent Indra will not let you perform the horse sacrifices. He will not let you complete 100. Otherwise, you will occupy his position. But Indra, after 71 mega millenniums, what happens to him? He has to vacate that place. You see that Indra's position, which is the topmost in the heavenly planet, is also temporary. So Indra is also very scared and worried actually. Indra rides generally on the elephant called Airavata. He has many society girls like Urvashis, Apsaras, Tilottama, and so many to enjoy. But this position of Indra is also very temporary. He's carrying thunderbolt in his hand. He is the king of all demigods. But certainly Indra's position is temporary. You cannot remain Indra. He is also called, he has 1,000 eyes actually, 100 eyes or something. So he is this temporary position. So you can enjoy in the heavenly planet society girls, the wonderful Nandan Kanan, the garden, pleasure garden of Indra, company of Shachi Devi, with Indra's wife. But it is a temporary position. But what happens that every day you are performing sacrifice, some Vaishnava may come your home to attend the sacrifice. Then he may explain that, okay, you are doing certain thing, but it is temporary. So, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll get even higher position if you practice bhakti. So slowly that person will, by the association of Vaishnavas, he'll develop attachment to the permanent achievement. If the sadhaka of bhakti happens to commit this offense, then he can be freed from it by receiving the association of a great saint who comprehends the true import of Shrutis dealing with karma and jnana. By that saint's mercy, he can understand the actual intention of the Shrutis and must then glorify them with the same mouth that blasphemed them. He should repeatedly honor those who engage in karma and jnana under the shelter of those scriptures. Moreover, he should loudly call out the holy name. So basically, the mouth actually, we criticize Vaishnavas. Many times it happens that we criticize Vaishnavas. So what you have to do? You use the same mouth and you glorify the Vaishnavas, simply. That same Vaishnavas you have criticized, you find their good qualities. So when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he would actually see that two brahmacharis are quarreling or there may be some animosity has developed in them, then he used to tell this brahmachari to face another brahmachari and glorify each other. So he used to tell, glorify each other. So one time there was Bhakti Pragyan, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami, Vinod Bihari Brahmachari. He was actually told to glorify Paramananda Prabhu. So Paramananda Prabhu, he told, Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Brajo Kasam, Yan Mitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatana. So he glorified Yan Mitram Paramanandam. He glorified the Supreme Lord and also Paramananda Prabhu. So Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Brajo Kasam, Yan Mitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has become their friend. Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Brajo Kasam, Yan Mitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatana. Like that. So if we criticize any Vaishnava, not that Param Gurudeva criticizes anyone, he doesn't never criticize anyone, But suppose we have criticized any Vaishnava, then we have used our mouth to criticize him. So, okay, now use the same mouth and glorify that Vaishnava as much as possible, all the time, every time. It offense will be. And also chant the holy name. Holy name you should always chant. But if you just chant the holy name and not glorify that Vaishnava, the offense will not go away. Criticizing. All right? Both has to be done. You have to glorify that Vaishnava, see the good quality. Also chant the holy name like this. Huh? So we'll end our class here today. And please, the next paragraph, Srila Vishwanath Thakur has lucidly described the first four of the 10 offenses to the holy name. So we'll now, next time, we'll carry from this next week. Tomorrow there will be, I think, Jai Dharma class. Thank you so much for attending this class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you, devotees. Hare Gol. Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for today's class. Sorry Maharaj, what page did you stop at?
Oh, this is actually, I would say, page number third shower of nectar, text 31, and this is the page number 261. You can see here 261, 261, right here, 261. Srila Vishwanath Thakur. You can read that
Thank you,
next
Maharaj.
time. 261. I will send that to Telegram group also. Hare Krishna.
Sure.
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you Maharaj. Dandavat Pranams.
Dhanavad.
Maharaj, please can you do Jai Divani? Thank you. Krishna.
जय जय शिशु गुरु गौरांग अंतर्विका गिरिधारी श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जी की जय जय ऋतुला भ्रष्ट जद गुरु शिष्य भक्तिदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज गुरुदेव की जय ऋतुला भ्रष्ट विष्णुपा शिष्य भक्तिदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय ऋतुला भ्रष्ट विष्णुपा शिष्य भक्तिदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय ऋतुला भ्रष्ट विष्णुपा शिष्य गौरगोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज की जय लीला वृष्णम विष्णुपा शिष्य भक्तिदान स्वामी महाराज की जय आचार्य के शिष्य भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय सपरिकर श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद ठाकुर की जय श्री जीव गोस्वामी पाद की जय तदीय शुभ तिरुवाति महामहोत्सव की जय प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन द्वादश गुणात्मक शिवज मंडल की जय गंगा जमुना तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्रजू की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय त्रिंडी स्वामी शिष्य भक्तिदांत दंडी महाराज की जय नामनिष्ठ संत अनिरुद्धदास प्रभु जी की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Actually, I heard the report. This is not anything connected to bhakti, but general overall well-being and protection. That many people are suffering from corona in China. My friend actually designed one pattern. Actually, it's called quantum, based on quantum medicine. I didn't know about it, but one of our bull was very sick and he put the pattern in his neck and he ran away. Maharaj also saw the power of the pattern. So he designed one pattern, anti-corona pattern. I can forward that to you, to Vishakha Didi. She can circulate. Nothing, just take some numbers, they scribble them and then wear around your neck like an amulet. It will protect you and give you more immunity against fever and and viral disease like this. Because I'm very perplexed to see this what is happening in China. The reports are coming in the media, and I don't want anyone to just suffer like that because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Mahamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Buddha Sanatana. So Vaishnava should not wish anyone bad, but rather he should, even those who are not aware of Krishna consciousness, even non-devotees, we should try to help them. If we can help, that is good. So I'll send that pattern to Vishakha Didi. She can circulate and nothing, no harm actually. You can try it. You can try it and there's no cost, no money involved actually. It's free. You can give to as many people as you like. But the doctor who designed it says that it's so powerful that it is. I actually tried on one Didi in America. She was having this corona, and she she confided in me. She told me that this is the thing I am suffering from this, and the doctor gave the pattern. She wrote it on a bottle, actually, a water bottle. That water bottle, she scribbled those numbers, and she was drinking water from that bottle with a marker pen. And then she felt better, actually. She said, I had taken a lot of antibiotics. It didn't help me, but now I'm feeling much better. So then she told the doctor, I want to give some donation. She told me also, I want to give some donation. Then I said, no. Doctor also didn't take any donation, and because it is free. It is totally free, and doctor has told that he has complete confidence that this pattern can help all the people. He said, and I made a printout, actually A4 size. I put as many as I could put, so you can cut it. One A4 piece can be used for 20 people, actually, and just put it in an amulet on a plastic bag and wrap it in a plastic small cover, and just tie it around your wrist or waist or neck, anywhere. You can wear it so that it touches your body, and you'll feel the relief from this disease. Hare Krishna. Now this is not no mantra. This is not a mantra. Actually, there are some. This is just some numbers. I will. If you have any email address, you can let me know, or I'll just send to Vishakha Didi, and she can give to everyone. Yes, yes. It is no mantra required. It is just some numbers. Because you see that it is a very subtle thing. If the doctor, Maharaj also visited that doctor. Yes, it will work on non-devotees also, no doubt about it. It will work on the non-devotees. It will work on the devotees. Everyone, it will work. It will work even on the animals. I have seen that medicine called quantum medicine working even on the animals. So I'm willing to share with everyone, and I have been forwarding to everyone. The doctor told me forward to as many people as you like, and I'm forwarding that to a lot of people. So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. For environment is okay or must on body. Actually, you cannot wear it on the body. Then what you have to do, you have to put it on a water bottle. Just like you take some water bottle, and then in the water bottle you can just scribble those numbers. Understand? And those with a marker, and then that person who is drinking those that water that is surcharged with that pattern, then he will feel the relief. He or she will feel the relief. It will boost the immunity, and he has given me patterns for many serious diseases. He has given me patterns for joint pain. He has given me pattern for fever, and basically he told me that now this is actually beyond my imagination, that how these patterns work. But I have seen them working many times. I have seen them actually working. Just like, for example, he told me that someone is in emergency, and you cannot do anything. He has a heart attack or paralysis attack. He said, just write. You scribble this number 6678.200. Now this number, he said, will help in emergency. He said, if you have no pen and paper, you can use your finger, just your finger, and you can scribble with his finger on his body, her body, with that number, and he will feel the relief in emergency situation like this. So like that. So these are the numbers. They have the power in them, actually. This is called quantum medicine. But I was surprised, actually, that how it has worked on many people, and even the animals. So with the finger you can write. Or actually, fighting with anger also. Everyone has anger. Gurudev told that many people feel anger. As far as anger is concerned, in homeopathy there is a very good medicine called Nux vomica. Nux vomica 200. This is a very good medicine for anger or mental depression like this. You can drink water, and basically study Upadeshamrit Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jivva Vegam, Adurupastha Vegam, Etan Veganyu Visheta Dhira Sarvam Api Imam Pratim Shisha. Bhagavad Gita tells that the lust is not satisfied, so anger comes. So basically, we have to simply chant the Mahamantram, so lust will go away. Vikreditam Brajavidam Cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito Anushunaya Adhuvarnayadya Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam Rudrogam Ashu Apainoti Achirana Dhira. You hear the Raslila description, Bhagavatam, association with sadhus, then what will happen? Oh, lust will go away. And if there is no lust, anger will also not come. So lust is gone. So slowly, slowly, anger is nothing but a transformation of lust. Main enemy is lust. So Bhagavad Gita says there are three gates to the hell. Uh, Lust, greed and anger. Trividam narakas sedam dwaram nashanam atmana kama krodha lobha tasmadinatriyam tejit. So anger comes because of this lust and greed. Understand? So lust is the main cause. So our eternal Swarupa is covered by that lust. Lust is also of three types. The first type of lust is actually um, just like there is dust on a mirror. A mirror has some dust that is also there, and also that is actually lower type of lust. There's also smoke covering fire. That is second type of lust, and the third type of lust is actually embryo covering the fetus, a baby in the womb, embryo covering the fetus. Um, so these are different levels of lust. So, but anyways, by chanting the holy name, this lust will go away. Kashanna cha bhojanadi niyamanna manivasato व्याख्यान अथवा मुनिव्रत भरा चित्त भवक्षीयते किंतु स्वीत कलिंद तनया तीरेशं क्रीडितो गोविंदस्य पदारविंद भजनारंभस्य लेशादपि. If you start the bhajan of Govinda, lust will go away. Lust cannot go away by putting on the saffron cloth or eating limited. It might help, but really lust will go away by bhajan of Sri Krishna. And bhajan you cannot do unless you associate with sadhu. So carry on doing bhajan and all, but the medicines like Nux vomica, they might help a person who with anger. They might eat anger. Actually, Gurudev told us drink water because basically anger is like fire. If you pour water on the fire, what will happen? Immediately the anger will go away. And also study the life of Prahlad. Sripad Dandi Maharaj also used to tell us that the life of Prahlad is actually a very good cure for anger. He was so much harassed by his father, or Gurudev tells the story of Avanti Brahman, that how this Avanti Brahman, who was a very miserly Brahman, was tortured by people when he took sannyas. People used to pass stool on his head and urinate on his head. Imagine, someone will pass stool and urinate on your head, how angry you will become. But he never used to become angry. एताम समास्थाय परात्मनिष्ठाम अध्यासिताम पर्व तबर महर्षि अहम तरामि दुरंत पारम तमोन मुकुंदांग निषेवयेव. He dedicated his life to Mukunda, Shri Krishna. He says that all this karma is my past karma. Tattenu kampam susamikshmana bhunjane evatma kritam vipakam rudvag bapuvir vidadan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadai bhav. So we should think that if anyone is slapping me, anyone is criticizing me, anyone is harassing me, it is my own karma. And it is all for good. Krishna is giving me this punishment to correct myself and not become angry. So, like yesterday's verse we discussed, Yukkeshu anudigramana sukeshu vigata spurha vitaraga bhayakruda sitatir muni vicchate. Muni means he never is worried about happiness and distress. He doesn't hanker for happiness, nor he is worried about distress. He develop equanimity. So, next time we'll discuss that. Stita pratyasa ka bhaja samadhista sakeshava. Sita kim pravashita kivasita vajata kim. How the person equanimity walks, how he talks. That we'll be discussing next time. So basically, yes, anger is a very big issue, and there are many people who are suffering from excessive anger, excessive lust, excessive greed. But bhakti, the holy name, chanting the holy name, and association of Vaishnavas, studying Srila Gurudev's books, we can control anger to a great degree. And also meditating on the pastimes of great acharyas, especially Srila Haridas Thakur. We should try to. We should also try to meditate on pastimes of Haridas Thakur. How he was bitten in. How is bitten in 22 marketplaces. Actually, there was one great personality by the name Shanti Brahma. He's called Eknath Maharaj. Eknath Maharaj amazing personality actually. And he actually completely conquered anger. Such a great devotee, Eknath Maharaj. He was devotee of Lord Vithala. One time, one person actually came and sat in the lap of his wife. And when he came and sat in the lap of his wife, you would certainly be angry. If someone comes and sits in the lap of your wife, won't you be angry? Especially if she is young. But he never became angry, and he told his wife that, "Oh, we have one son. I thought we have only one son, but now I know that we have two sons." Means this person who's sitting in your lap is actually like your son. And one time, some person was given some money by envious Brahmanas to make Eknath Maharaj angry. So as he was taking bath in the river Godavari, that person used to spit on him. He used to chew the pan and betel nut and used to spit on him. But Eknath Maharaj never became angry. Oh, he simply tolerated. That person became tired and surrendered to him. He said, "Oh, I was promised some monetary reward for making you angry. If I can make you angry by spitting perpetually on you." And then Eknath Maharaj said, "Oh, you should have told me before. I would have become angry so that you would have got the monetary reward." So he was so tolerant. Actually, Gurudev tells a story like how one time one person he wanted to take initiation from the Gurudev, and then Srila Gurudev told him that his Gurudev told him that go and take bath in the river and come back. And when he went to take bath in the river, he told one sweeper woman, one sanitary worker, one sweeper woman, that throw dirt on him. And she threw dirt on him. He became angry. Second year also, he was told that I cannot give initiation now. You come next year. Next year again, he went to take bath in the river, and he came out and she threw dirt on him, and he became angry and cursed him. But third year, again, Gurudev told him to take bath in the river and come back for initiation. And this time, that same woman came and threw dirt on him. He didn't become angry. Then Gurudev said, "Now you are qualified to take initiation because you have no anger. You have conquered the anger." So there is nothing to be angry in this world. We should simply know that actually we are all follow like Eknath Maharaj. Like there's a stamp, commemorative stamp, Indian government has published in his honor. Really, his life is, Eknath Maharaj's life is very inspiring. A great sense in Maharashtra who tolerated. Tukaram also, don't think that, the saints were not tortured. They were also tortured like anything. There was actually an impostor saint in India, Maharashtra, and there he was actually was tortured. This Tukaram Maharaj. He was bitten black and blue by Mambaji. This character Mambaji, who was envious of him, was a caste Brahmin, and he beat him with the sticks. Actually, some movies showing Mambaji's character, how he was envious of. So you see that Lord Vithala is always surrounded by his devotees. One devotee is sitting in his lap, one devotee on his shoulder, like this. They are like children of Lord Vithala. Vithu Mazale Kuravada. So now you see commemorative stamps are published in their honor, Tukaram. He also received the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also was never angry. He was bitten. His abhangas were also thrown in the water. So Tukaram had abhangas. They were uh, thrown in the river Indrayani. The envious Brahmana said that your writings will throw them in the water. And he offered his writings in the water. But finally the river herself came. The rivers came, and he was ordered to throw his Abhangas, spiritual writings, in river Indrayani in Dev near Pune. But a miracle happened after 14 days. The Lord returned the Abhangas to Tukaram. The Lord himself came and he said, "Your writings are so precious. They are totally in agreement with the Vedic version and Bhagavatam. I cannot, I will return them to you." He did not eat for 14 days. He said, "I have written these Marathi songs, devotional songs, for the benefit of the people, common people who cannot understand Sanskrit. They were totally in agreement with the Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Now, why I am leaving? If the Brahmanas are forcing me to offer my writings in the water, I will not eat anymore. And then Vitthal could not control himself. He came and he personally offered him his writings back to him. So he had completely conquered anger. He offered these writings, but finally, Vitthal, his wife was actually very much. His wife was very much actually. She was a devotee of Durga. She used to say that this Durga will give me wealth, but Vitthal cannot give me wealth. So Vitthal is black faced and he has spoiled my husband. My husband was nice, okay, was okay before, but since he has had darshan of this Vitthal, this Krishna, black Krishna, he's all day chanting Hari Bol, doing nothing else. But she is bringing rotis every day. He will go, Tukaram Maharaj will go sometimes to this particular mountain, that particular mountain, and she will come to bring him chapatis, the Indian breads, dry breads. One thorn was stuck in her foot, and Vitthal removed that stone because she was serving her husband, who was a pure devotee. So you'll see that these saints have become very famous because they conquered anger, they conquered lust. Actually, one very beautiful woman. This was actually a temple. Actually, for his writings are inscribed on the temple here in Dehu, the birthplace of Sri Tukaram Maharaj. I went there once, and all his writings in Marathi are inscribed in a stone there. And they're full of conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam and the glorification of the holy name. And greatest singer, one of the greatest singers, Lata Mangeshkar, has sung his songs. Vrikshavalli ama soyari vanachare pakshini susware alaviti Vrikshavalli ama soyari vanachare. These are actually full of deep purport. He's telling in this song that the trees are my companions, birds are my companions. I like to stay alone and chant the holy name. They are my friends. Trees are my friends. Birds are my friends. Like this. He was fully absorbed in the bhajan of Vitthal, a manifestation of Krishna, Dwarkadish Krishna. So this temple was built to honor his writings. And prostitute came, but he was not actually at all moved by the prostitute, and he regarded her as mother, and he never fell down. Understand? He conquered lust. It is very difficult. Very difficult to conquer lust like that. Very attractive woman is proposing you in a solitary place. Very easy to fall down in such a case. But Tukaram Maharaj was fully fixed in Vaikuntha conception, Narayan conception, Krishna conception. He could not fall down. And then self same airplane came from the sky and took him to this Vaikuntha. And then he simply ascended right in front of everyone's eyes. Even today, that tree shakes actually the day he went to the Vaikuntha. He simply a woman like for Dhruva Maharaj. So आम्ही जातो आमुच्या गावा आमुचा राम राम घ्यावा. He's telling that I am going back to my home. Like Srimad Dandi Maharaj mother tongue, Kannada, he says, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸುಮನೆ. Actually, this is not our home. China is not, Hong Kong is not our home. South Africa, India is not our home. Our home is Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha planet. We are simply, we are the refugees here. So Tukaram Maharaj showed by his example that, how to conquer anger, lust, greed, nothing. Only Vitthal. So this is the president of India, Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. He is actually dressed like an Indian devotee, like a Varkari Sampradaya devotee. He has tilak like Vitthal, and then he is wearing this tan, this one string instrument, and like a devotee attire. And he actually glorifies very much the movement, Varkari movement, the Vaishnava movement in Maharashtra, because this movement teaches equality, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your caste, creed, gender. They teach us the equality of the soul, that everyone is devotee of Krishna, Vittala, and they touch each other's feet. Davamandi vanti kathi na sati Vaishnava bhai re. वर्णाभिमान गेला सांडून लागतिया एकमेका पायी रे डाव मांडीला वाळवंटी काठी नाचती वैष्णव भाई रे. Now is given this memento by the Varkari Sampradaya, the Vaishnava Sampradaya in Maharashtra. This is our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and that was the then Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar ji is also there. So this is actually a great movement with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the current Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is also there, and so you'll see that Vaishnavas, the Vaishnavas actually are everywhere. They are in Maharashtra, they are in Karnataka, they are in Andhra Pradesh. All over the world now Vaishnavas are there. So China also they are there. Everywhere, America also they are there. Vaishnavism is a universal religion. Universal religion, and we don't hate anyone. We don't reject anyone, and we are kind and compassionate to everyone. Vaishnavas means kind and compassionate to everyone. Especially this book Madhuri Kadambari will teach us to be kind and compassionate to everyone. So we should try to take these lessons from the life of Sri Tukaram Maharaj. करविता व्रत अर्थे पुण्य लाभे मोडविता दोघे नरकासाठी शुद्ध बुद्धी होय दोघाय क्रमाना आपुले देऊनी आपुलाची घात शन करावा कित जाणूनी. He's telling Karavita Vrata Ardhe Punya Labhe. Suppose he's telling a very big thing that your wife is trying to do Ekadashi Vrata and you let her do Ekadashi, then what will happen? You will get half the merit of that. You allow your wife and support her. But if you don't let your wife do Ekadashi Vrata and you forbid her from doing Ekadashi and you also yourself don't do Ekadashi, what will happen? Both of you will go to hell. Both of you will go to hell. Like this. So very simple Marathi language is telling the thing. If you allow others to do the vrata, Ekadashi vrata, then you will get half the. The staunch actually, staunch devotee is to do the Nirdal Ekadashi. Hey, you are eating fruit on Ekadashi. You cannot survive without fruit. Will you die if you don't take fruit one day? Like this is chastised. So the staunch proponent of Nirdal Ekadashi. In my Ekadashi book, I quoted some verses from him in Marathi language. Very staunch Vaishnava. So this wonderful river Indrayani, and you can see this picture actually. Once we went there actually with Shripad Aniruddha Prabhuji and Shripad Dandi Maharaj also there. Just not long ago, just before Corona came, 2-3 years ago. And Shripad Aniruddha Prabhuji wanted to see these holy places. We went to Pandharpur, then Dehu. So people from all over the world actually come to glorify Tukaram Maharaj, such an exalted Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. Vansakalpataruvesha Kripa Sindhuveja Puritanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shripad Bhaktivedanta. Hare Kripa Sindhuveja Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Vaishnavibhyo. Hare Krishna Maharaj, for coming today. And please look after your health. You are not sounding well today.
Actually, there is some Mataji left the world today. ISKCON devotee. So we went to, and then maybe I had taken bath with cold water. It's actually raining here, and so it's weather is a little different. So we did afternoon some kirtan when Mataji left the world. The president of ISKCON Tirupati had come, and many devotees, senior devotees came there from ISKCON, and also we did kirtan in honor actually. Because once the soul is gone, we cannot do much. We can only pray to Krishna to give good destination, Mahamantram and all. But I told her grandson to put the dry tulsi wood on the body. And he said he will do that. And then we can offer Ekadashi benefit and also Mahaprasadam to the departed soul. But she was chanting 16 rounds, initiated devotee, maybe Shripat Jayapatak Maharaj disciple. So certainly she would have good destination. So many devotees came and prayed for her. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Didya. Hari Bol. So tomorrow Devadharma class. Tomorrow is Devadharma
tomorrow.
class.
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dhanyavad Prams. Thank you for attending today. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dhanyavad Prams. Hare Krishna, devotees.
Hare
Dhanyavad.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.